Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Well, it's Friday. Today is... Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. Today is Friday, May 16th, 2014. And it's been a pretty good week in the trading forum. Okay, just to recap on today's major economic calendar. Okay, economic numbers coming out today. So there are a few numbers coming out of the United States today. FOMC Chairman Yellen is going to speak. She is the head of the Federal Reserve. So she's going to make a comment around 2 o'clock this afternoon at South African time. And then later we have consumer sentiment, U.S. Michigan consumer sentiment. That's pretty much a consumer sentiment, just measures the vibe on how people are understanding the actual feeling in the United States of how consumers are spending. The United States is based on, most of its economy is based on economic consumption. Okay, it's consumer goods. So it just measures the sentiment of how the sales are doing. It's not an actual number, but it gives you a sense of what's going on in the markets there. Okay, so major news out of the euro yesterday. We had a pretty good move, okay, on the way down, and then a nice fade. Just to bring it up right here, we tanked about 50 points on the way down, and then we retraced right back. Okay, so basically this is a classic fading move. Okay, one that traders really look to capitalize on. It's not necessarily the easiest move to predict, but if you're a fast trader and you're looking to scalp in and out, there's oodles of opportunities in this one move here. There were multiple stops on the downside supports for the Euro USD, and this pretty much triggered the second one. Okay, so at the bottom of the second move, at 136.60, you could have jumped in for the anticipation of it to retrace back and to pair up its losses and to bring back it to a level where it or after the reaction where it's pretty much taken into consideration. Another thing to look into is that it had an ABC move. What we call an ABC move is the classic one retracement, okay, a little bit of consolidation, second retracement, a little bit of consolidation, and then the C move, which was here. So, from a technical point of view, okay, it wasn't the easiest trade, but if you had this in mind, you could have really capitalized on the upside. But ultimately speaking, oodles of opportunities in the past 2 weeks to really take this short, take the euro short. All right, remember last week we started out about right here, making this double top, okay, and then we haven't seen back. So over the past month, the euro's really retraced from 139 to 136. That's almost 300 and something pips. So that's a major move for the euro. Okay, that's on a one-lot side, that's talking about like something like $3,000 in just 1 week. So the euro is still trading. I would still anticipate next week there's some numbers coming out of Germany next week. So definitely keep it on the radar for next week in general. Okay, euro USD has always been a go-to pair for day trading and scalp trading. Okay, jumping into the GBP Japanese yen. Big move down this week for the GBP, really retracing to 170 level. We are coming to a consolidating level. Okay, these are support levels. 170 is a major number for it. On the high end, retracing, like I said, 300 points from last week is a major retracement for the pair. So, yes, is it at the bottom of the range? Yes, there is more news coming out of the GBP next week. I believe there's a Bank of England conference again next week. So let's see if however we reach this threshold, okay, that coincides with the news. Let's see if it's a good place to really pick it up. Okay, I don't expect much out of it today, but I do expect that next week we'll see some sort of a bounce to challenge this upper level. We've challenged it 3-4 times, this 172, 173 level, and as you remember on a weekly chart, we're really at the upper range of it. So, we are consolidating at this level, but still, there are opportunities. We're trading within a 300 pip range, where you can scalp away. The GBP USD also retraced. We're tracing yesterday just to look in a weekly chart just to get a sense of where we are. Also just popping a little bit out of resistance right up here, but never seeing above 170. Okay, so that 170 level is a major threshold for the GBP to go above. So I would probably anticipate we'd be consolidating just between the 167-ish level and 169-ish level until we see some sort of clear direction in economic news. The other highlight really this week was the USD ZAR, the Rand. The Rand really popped up nicely this week. As you remember, this is on a weekly chart, or daily chart rather, and we had this big retracement from the beginning of the year from 1140 down to 1130. And once you hit the 1130, it was popped up. If you remember from last year, this was a major level, the 1030, excuse me. The 1030 was a major level, was a major resistance back here, and now we've tested it on the downside, and we really bounced off of it. So we bounced about 20 pips, 30 pips yesterday, okay, which is a nice move for the ZAR. At these levels, I would really say before we break this 1030 level, I really anticipate for us to consolidate a little bit and maybe retest this 1030 level if we do continue to see the Rand getting stronger. So also keep it on your radar. It is worth because it has been trending and trading quite well. To jump into the gold, well, the gold really tanked yesterday. Nothing really, of much of a reason for it to tank, but it, every time it hits this upper level of 1307, 1306, it just fades away. It just, doesn't keep its momentum. So on the nice side, it's trading in a range. Okay, so if you're shorting the top of the range and buying the bottom of the range, you're in good order. However, it isn't trending. It's not continuously making higher highs. Okay, this is less. Okay. From where it was trending, from just a few months ago, okay, just a couple of months ago, it's now, as we see, it's consolidating, making lower highs, and the consolidation is on the downside. It's keeping it down. So this is a little bit of a bearish formation here, okay, as it's making this this little wedge. So I'd really look to short the every time it pops to 1307, 1306, and to see if we actually break below this 1280 level, which we haven't really broken since I guess since the end of September to January. Okay, so let's see if we could really maintain this momentum on the downside, because remember, it is news driven. A lot of what's going on in the Ukraine is driving the prices in different directions, but it is still trading. So keep it on the radar as well. And lastly, my favorite, the Dow Jones. If we look at a daily chart, remember we saw this big move up throughout the year, and now, okay, we're just waiting for it to populate. Okay, if you remember, we hit new highs for the year at 16,700-ish, but yesterday we saw it really retrace. It was looking for a retracement, so those who were keen to trading, okay, and saw this coming, good for you, because the pair doesn't want to populate the graph. The pair really has been trading quite nicely over the past year on the upside, and it was looking for a place to book its profits. So, when you have continuous buying, at one point, these fund managers, these big funds want to book their profits, so that it's coming towards the end of the quarter. So I really anticipated it. I knew that it would come at a certain date, and in fact, I started shorting the Dow Jones 2 days ago, and just slowly coming out of it, and then it gapped down and covered some of my shorts, and then the big tank yesterday. It retraced a lot. Okay, it gained a lot of its losses, but still, it's still a very strong index. By no means is it over, and for some reason the graph is not populating, so we apologize for the inconvenience. But if you do look at it, we are reaching some sort of a level right here, and especially with the U.S. news coming out today, with Yellen speaking, and with the consumer sentiment later today, maybe we'll see a nice pop up, a little bit of a short squeeze. Those that were short, try to squeeze them out, and then we'll see a little bit of a bounce. So look for an entry level in the Dow Jones just for a nice bounce. And I just want to wish you guys have a beautiful weekend. This is Razak at CMTrading. Have a great trading day.